Good day, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, wherever this video finds you. I hope you're doing well. I just want to greet all the viewers, uh, subscribers, both new subscribers and previous subscribers. New subscribers, welcome to the channel. My content varies. I primarily, for the last few years, I've been speaking about crypto, and even within the last few years, although speaking about cryptocurrency has been the focus in my channel, but I also talk about other issues as well. Current affairs, and I enjoy making music and writing, you know. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into what's going on. Thank you for taking your time out to listen and you know, enjoy the content. I hope I don't disappoint. But I gotta say too, I'm very, I can be very candid and straight to the point, and sometimes I don't have a filter when I speak my mind. In this case is I'm not gonna keep this a very long video. I know I could draw it out. It could be very long-winded. I could be very long-winded and in my explanations of things, but let's get right into it, okay? Not hold you up too long. Here we are, folks. Another day in life, another day on this rock that they call Earth. And on this side of the Earth, we're in the United States. And it's just been a hodgepodge of mystery, confusion, illusions, falsehood, surreality, anger, joy, mishaps, misfortune, death, love, everything you can think of, despair, desperation, deprivation, elation, everything you can think of. Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. I've just come to the realization that this government and the country, the war that the president described at the end of March or in the beginning of March, middle of March, whenever that was, a wartime, calling himself a wartime president. The war is more domestic now, I think. It's at home. It's at the domestic front at such a high level to where this challenges every single, I guess, attempt that he's trying to make to, quote unquote, well, to reopen the country, to bring things back to where it was 3 months ago. Bring the market back, the raging market. Bring unemployment to historic lows. These efforts that he's trying to reach again are being thwarted. Does he have the interest to call out his adversaries? Does he care to really identify who his adversaries truly are, besides the media and labeling them as fake news? Does he really want to put that information out there, to acknowledge that the rug is being pulled from under his feet, or every attempt to go against what he wants right now is happening, does he really want to expose that, as at least to let his adversaries know that he knows what's going on in truth? Does he really want that? I don't know. I don't know. It's a parallel universe that we're living in, people. I've been saying it for the longest, but many people can't accept. You know, it's hard to really take in the truth. I'm no exception. Sometimes I don't want to hear it, but there's only one way you could tell the truth. Or I should say, the truth comes in one form, and the lies come in many forms. Right? So how can anybody just, how do you not question what's going on? How can you not question everything that you're watching, everything that you're listening to, everything that you're experiencing, when the media tells you one thing and you're actually living a different existence altogether, or you're not experiencing whatever the media is trying to help you believe what's going on? Words that should be highlighted are agenda. What's on the agenda for today? What's on the agenda for this week, this month, this year? What's on the agenda? The words like agenda, words like anger, words like espionage, words like counter action, activities, intelligence, fascism, anti-fascism. Words like these things should really be studied today more than any other time. Neo-fascism. Where these things, these types of concepts need to really start to, if people need to understand what's taking place here. When you think something is going on, when there's one agenda, no, you're dead wrong. It's something else happening. And it's unfolding right in front of your face. And we are directly affected, indirectly and directly affected by all of it. So how do you proceed? How do you proceed having a clear understanding? I'm going to tell you how you proceed. But I'm only going to say this once. Those who catch it, they catch it. Those who don't, I hope you do sooner than later. I'm not going to tell you how to proceed, actually. Actually, I'm not. So I take that back. I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I'm actually playing a game with the machine called YouTube that promotes censorship. Okay? So for this video, can't do it. Can't say how to do it, but in other words, I'm not surprised. See, when you have certain information and you study history and you study patterns and behavior and you really scrutinize data, like you just really sit down and try to analyze the best you can information of of the past, to understand the present, how it's unfolding, and where the future may go. None of this should be a surprise to anybody who really knows what's going on, or has an idea, or has some type of recollection from previous incidents of the past to understand what's taking place now. There's no way you should be confused. Like completely oblivious, just head scratching, just don't know, just upside down, you just have no clue of anything at all whatsoever. No, there's no way. There's no way. If you called yourself a man, you know that pretty much you've been on top of certain things, affairs, and I'm not talking about being woke or being just conscious, just being well informed. I guess it's the same terms. I just don't like the term woke or conscious. That's just my personal thing. None of this should be a surprise. Things like agent provocateurs and, you know, Antifa and these secret agendas and, you know, shadow governments and all this types of clandestine affairs and activities. This shouldn't come as a surprise. It shouldn't come as a surprise. It should be, oh, okay, like it's there. Because if you think this is a surprise, it's because you're on a different type of timing, like the young people say. You're on a different type of timing, and they're on a different type of timing. And that's the problem. There's an imbalance because both people are not on even keel. Both understandings and perspectives are not on an even keel. You thinking everything should be all peachy king, rosy, correct, morally upstanding. In reality, it's all corrupt. That's the reality. And I'm not speaking from a pessimistic point of view. I'm speaking from never mind. Never mind. There's so much corruption. There's so much corruption. There's not absolute corruption, right? But there's so much corruption that many of us are receiving bits and pieces of it without even knowing it. This thing goes so deep. It influences how we think. It influences what we eat. It influences how we speak. It influences the systems that coordinate themselves to regulate our bodily functions. This is a little bit more profound than the president playing games on Twitter or trolling on Twitter. You know, this is what they show. This is the film. This is just a byproduct, in other words, of different inner workings that are taking place. That's affecting everything externally. It's just, I can't put it any simpler. This is why I've told in my previous collection of videos that I've recorded, not because I have some kind of crystal ball, but what I'm saying is this. I've said that the revolution will start with the youth. Not because I have a crystal ball. Not because I was an actor in The Matrix and I was a friend to the Oracle. No. It's because of information and historical events that have taken place. I mean, this is not difficult. Why is it a surprise? To many, well, you can't blame, I can't blame myself for what I don't know. Or can I? How many police incidents of police brutality has taken place? And we're not even talking about the stuff that wasn't recorded or that the unknown incidents and events. We're talking about the stuff that's been popularized throughout the country, that's been documented, well documented. How many? Within the last 30 years alone. You think it's going to stop just because there's these operations taking place throughout the different states, throughout the country? It's come on. It's deeper than rap. Many people many of my peers, and I'm talking about within my age group and demographic, we're not here. Let's say 70, 80 years ago, when this stuff was going on back then. This has happened before us and will happen after us. Maybe, and it will manifest in different forms, right? Because nothing grows the same. What can does it, I'm trying to present something in a simple way to help people see. Nothing grows the same. And no two human beings are that are alike. But certain problems reoccur when we don't really learn the message or the lessons that are presented to us. That's why certain events constantly reoccur over and over and over, but we lose sight. We lose sight of we lose sight. It's not a question of weakness. It can be, but it's not all about just being weak, because weak is subjective, right? Being weak is subjective. I don't know. Just expressing my thoughts and ideas and views. Not widely popular, but they're my views. We all have views, right? Some people still can't see, although they have eyes. There are those who are blind who have greater vision. This is a perilous, crippling situation that we are all experiencing in one shape, form, or another. The president wants to reopen the country, and many people don't want the country reopened, and that's clear. You can see it. It's clear. It's clear. two opposing factions. Duality. All things in nature are dual. So why should this be any different? Again, anyone who thinks that there should be some type of utopian situation and can describe it, please explain it to me. You know, I'm always open. I'll always learn something. I'm very receptive to education. Because I don't know everything. I know nothing. I'm just existing in this cosmic paradigm like everyone else. Maybe. So good people, the reason why I have this video, well, New York Times and, thousands protests in New York City is just because I can't put a video of how every other state is protesting the same. I'm technologically challenged right now. So this is just a small microcosm of what's happening. You know, if you're really about becoming the change that you'd like to see, then that's something to think about as far as from a personal level, an individual level, like considering to become the change that you seek, that you'd like to see in others, because now more than ever, it's about simplicity. It's about simplicity. Although simplicity can be very complex, but this is more than ever, like, keep things simple, because it's really hairy out here right now. It's in the air. Okay, the energy, that magical word again, energy, that you cannot create or destroy. You could only redirect. It's in the air. As always, remain safe and ultimately be well for you and yours. Take care.